Important simplify. So we are going to study about a very important question in surgery today, that is mass casualties or multi-casualty incidents. So first we need to know the term, what do you mean by mass casualties? So mass casualties refers to the number of casualties that are vastly exceeding the availability of the local healthcare resources. Say suppose the local healthcare resources are very limited and the number of casualties are vastly exceeding. So it is very difficult to meet the resources. Roughly the number can be more than 25 number of casualties is the rough number. So examples can be various examples like an earthquake, landslide, train and aircraft accidents, natural disasters and major fires. All these are various examples of mass casualties. So in mass casualties, there is a need for three things, that is triage, communication and quick organization. So always in a mass casualty or a multi casualty incidents, there is always a need for these three things. One is triage, communication, and the third one is a quick organization. So the organization must be very quick. Now let's look at something very interesting, that is START system and START assessment. So what is this meaning of START? START stands for simple treatment and rapid treatment. So very essential in mass casualty or a multi casualty incident is there must be a START system, that is the treatment must be simple as well as a rapid treatment. Now let's look at what do you mean by START assessment. START assessment refers to RPM. So what is this RPM, guys? RPM stands for R stands for respiration, P stands for pulse or perfusion, and M stands for mental status. So any patient who's coming, especially all the patients of mass casualty must be assessed by this START assessment. START assessment refers to RPM. R for respiration. First you need to assess the respiration of the patient. Then P stands for the pulse or the perfusion of the patient. And M stands for the mental status of the patient. So what you need to focus on is an immediate red tag patient. So in triage we have lot of tags, red, yellow, green, black. So we have to mainly focus on only the red tag patients. So what do you mean by triage? So we will study detail about triage. So what is triage kit? So triage means to sort out or to prioritize. So you are going to prioritize the patient. So there is something known as triage kit. Triage kit carries all these four things. One is the triage tag. Second is immediate labels. Third one is nylon ties. And fourth is essential therapeutic items. So triage kit consists of triage tag, immediate labels, nylon ties and essential therapeutic items. These essential therapeutic items for treating the patient is very important in a triage kit. Now let's look at the management. So management of any of this mass casualty is an emergency preparedness. So they have to be very prepared. The triage system must be very prepared. So emergency preparedness consists of mainly T3s. So T3s are there. First T stands for triage. Triage means mainly to tag, that is to prioritize. We will be tagging each patient based on the color. Triage is to tag. Then you are going to second T stands for treatment. Treatment means stabilization. So next is after tagging you are going to stabilize the patient, that is T for treatment. The third T stands for transport. Transport is nothing but evacuation of the patients from the accidental area. So that is transport. So in the management of a mass casualty mainly depends upon an emergency preparedness where it involves T3s, first triage to tag, treatment for stabilization and transport for evacuation. So we in any triage system we need to know the golden hour of a trauma. In any trauma, in any mass casualty or a multi-casualty incident, a very, very important hour is the golden hour of trauma. So what do you mean by this golden hour of trauma? Always the first 4 to 6 hours of trauma is known as the golden hour of trauma. Now let's look in detail about the mass casualty incident triage. So mass casualty incident triage. So this diagram is very, very important and it will fetch you very good marks in your short note. So mass casualty incident triage. So say suppose the patient is walking. If patient is walking, yes means you need to tag as green tag. So green tag means no need of any immediate treatment and it involves minor walk wounded. So the patients will be minor and walk wounded. So if the patient is walking, yes, green tag. Green tag means no immediate treatment and the patients are generally minor and walk wounded. Minor injuries will be there and they are walk wounded. If suppose say the patient walking is not there, patient walking is no, then you look for whether the patient is breathing. So is the patient breathing? If the patient is breathing, yes, then you need to look for whether is the patient in shock. So if the patient is not in shock, that is, what do you mean by not in shock? RPM is intact, that is respiration, perfusion and mental status is intact for that patient, then you need to tag as yellow. So yellow tag means you need to definitely watch closely and treat after red tag. So red tag patients are more prioritized. The next priority goes to the yellow tag and then the green tag. So the yellow tag patients you need to watch very closely after treating the red tag. And yellow tag means you need urgent treatment. Urgent treatment is needed. Say suppose the patient is in shock. Yes, in shock means RPM is altered. So respiration, perfusion, mental status, everything is altered. So then the tag will be a red tag. So red tag means you need to treat this patient first. So all the red tag patients must be treated first and they must be having a immediate treatment. A yellow tag is urgent treatment whereas a red tag is immediate treatment. Next, you need to check if suppose if the patient is not breathing at all, no breathing at all, then you need to do 3 things. First, you need to reposition the airway, then you need to jaw thrust and stimulate. So even after repositioning the airway, performing jaw thrust and stimulating, and if still the patient is breathing now, you need to check. If suppose the patient is not breathing yet, then you need to tag these patients as a black tag. Black tag means they are deceased and there is no further treatment at all that can be given. So this is the mass casualty incident triage, which is this diagram is very, very important. Now moving on to triage itself. Triage itself is a French word which means to sort out or to prioritize. So under triage we also have ATLS and PHTLS. What is ATLS? ATLS stands for Advanced Trauma Life Support. What is PHTLS? PHTLS means Pre-Hospital Trauma Life Support. That is, during the patients are going to be transported to the hospital, within that period you are going to monitor and give life support. That is pre-hospital trauma life support. So what is the difference between multiple casualties and mass casualties? So the difference between multiple casualties means there are many number of casualties they are coming, and multiple casualties means staff and facilities are going to be sufficient. So all the staff, the facilities, all will be sufficient, but the more priority will be given only for life-threatening injuries. So the treatment priority is for life-threatening injuries. Whereas mass casualty means they are coming as a mass. It's like major accidents or a landslide. All these are mass casualties. Here the staff and facilities will be not sufficient. Therefore, the highest chance of survival patients will be prioritized in treatment. So, in a multiple casualty, life-threatening injuries are more prioritized to treat, whereas in mass casualties, highest chance of survival patients are going to be treated and prioritized. So, always in a triage, there must be assessment of these 4 components. So, assessment of these 4 components are very, very important. So, the first component, or we can also say steps in triage algorithm. So, these are the 4 steps in triage algorithm. So, the first step or first component is physiological response. You need to check for the physiological response of the patient. The second step or the second component is looking for all anatomical injury. The third component or the third step is looking for biomechanical injury, and the fourth component or the fourth step is comorbid factors. So, physiological response, anatomical injury, biomechanical injury, and comorbid factors. These are the 4 important components to be assessed in a triage. So, let's move on in detail with the triage algorithm. So, as I already told the 4 components, triage algorithm consists of these 4 components or 4 steps. So, only based on these 4 steps, we will be shifting the patient to trauma center and the trauma team will be ready. So, the first step is to assess the physiological response. So, what all will you assess in physiological response? The vital signs, the GCS scale, the systolic blood pressure, and the respiratory rate. So, all of this. So, vital signs, GCS scale, systolic blood pressure, respiratory rate, all of this you will be assessing for the physiological response. So, coming to the step number 2. So, step number 2 is to assess for the anatomical injuries. Assessing the anatomical injuries. That is, it can be any penetrating injury or burns or fractures or paralysis in any site. So, you need to see where the anatomical injury is. Step number 3 is to assess biomechanical injury. So, biomechanical injury. So, biomechanical injury means like automobile accidents, any crash, any blast injury, any bullet injury, or any fall from height. All of these are biomechanical injuries. So, assessing for biomechanical injury like automobile accident, crash, blast injury, bullet injury, and fall. And the last is to assess for any comorbids. So, how will you assess for comorbid? Definitely by assessing the history. So, say suppose the age is less than 5 years and greater than 5 years. So, that is a comorbid condition. So, age less than 5 years and more than 55 years. Then cardiovascular diseases, respiratory diseases, metabolic diseases. Look for any cardiovascular diseases or respiratory disease or metabolic disease. Then look if there is pregnancy state, and look for any bleeding disorders and immunosuppressed individuals. So, what all you will be assessing in history called comorbid conditions like the age, like the CVD, RD and metabolic diseases, pregnancy, bleeding disorders, immunosuppressed individuals. Now, moving on to the most crucial part of a triage in mass casualty or multi-casualty incident. So, that is the management. How are you going to manage a mass casualty? So, first step will be initial evaluation of the patient. So, the initial evaluation of the patient should be done. The second step is the physiological stabilization. The third step is the control of hemorrhages. The fourth step is management of thoracic and abdominal injury. And the last step is management of cranial injury. So, management consists of these 4 crucial steps: initial evaluation of the patient, then stabilization, physiological stabilization, then control of hemorrhage, management of thoracic and abdominal injury, and management of cranial injury. So, we have crucially something called as primary survey or primary management, and secondary survey or secondary management in case of the management of a mass casualty. So how are you going to, what is primary management? In primary management, all you need to remember is just mnemonic: A, B, C, D, E, F. A is for airway, B for breathing, C for circulation, D for disability along with level of consciousness assessment by GCS. What is GCS? Glasgow Coma Scale. So D for disability and level of consciousness assessment by GCS. E for exposure of the whole body, that is from head to toe. F for finger and tubes. So finger for finger evaluations, and another F for Foley's catheterization. Just remember, F for finger evaluation and Foley's catheterization. So in this primary management, you need to learn to categorize the patient. So how are you going to categorize the patient in triage? So categorizing the patient can be 4 categories. The first category is a diseased patient. The second category is walking wounded. Third category is immobile wounded. Fourth category is trapped wounded. So first category, diseased. Second category, walking wounded patients. Third category is immobile wounded patients. Fourth category is trapped wounded patients. So for diseased is black tag, you can't do anything. Whereas the other two respectively you need to treat. So how are you going to tag the patients? Red means what? Immediate treatment should be given. Yellow tag means urgent treatment should be given. Green tag means delayed treatment should be given. Blue tag means expectant treatment. Blue for expectant treatment, and black for no expectation of survival at all, because the patient is diseased. So no expectation of survival. So this table is the absolute primary survey. So you need to learn this table by heart. So primary survey. So as I told you, the mnemonic A, B, C, D. A for airway. In airway, what all you are going to see for check for airway? First, under airway, you need to do the chin lift, then jaw thrust, then nasal airway, oral airway, endotracheal intubation, tracheostomy to assess the airway patency. So all of these 5 you need to do for airway: chin lift, jaw thrust, nasal airway, oral airway, endotracheal intubation ET tube, and tracheostomy. Now next, assessing the breathing. So in breathing, what will you give? You are going to administer 100% of oxygen. The flow rate of oxygen is 15 liters per minute. You need to assess for bilateral chest raise, if there is any bilateral chest raise, and assess for all the breath sounds. Use a pulse oximetry. If at all there is flail chest or pneumothorax, you need to treat them accordingly. And last, if at all intercostal tube drainage, ICT drainage is required, you need to do it. So this is under breathing. 100% oxygen, the flow rate, look for any bilateral chest raise, assess for breath sounds, pulse oximetry, treat flail chest and pneumothorax, intercostal tube drainage. Now next, C for circulation. Under circulation, what all will you do? First, you need to monitor the vitals. After monitoring the vitals like pulse, BP, and look for the heart sounds, any murmurs, any abnormal murmurs, is S1, S2, and then look for ECG. After ECG, IV fluids, if blood transfusion required in case of hemorrhage, IV fluids, blood transfusion, and if there is shock, treatment of the shock, and if there is any bleed, control of the external bleed. And you need to use 2 IV lines, usually 14 gauge and 16 gauge IV line. Next, moving on to the D for disability evaluation, very very important. So by these 3 things you can do disability evaluation. First is the neurological examination, then the Glasgow Coma Scale, and the last one is pupillary reaction. With all these 3, disability evaluation can be done. Next, you are going to expose the patient fully. E for exposure, expose the patient fully, that is from head to toe. So undress the patient, hypothermia assessment should be done, then assess all the injuries, examine all the joints, the bones, the abdomen and other systems, and last, look for identification marks. This is exposure of the patient fully. Then the last is F. F for fingers and tubes. So by finger evaluation, you are going to examine all the orifices like per rectum and per vaginum. Use tubes especially like Foley's catheter, Foley's catheterization and Ryle's tube. So this is the primary survey. So what all the investigations will you order in case of a trauma patient? So investigations are going to be, first, if at all, it's going to depend upon the injury. If spinal injury or chest injury or pelvis injury, so X-ray is very important investigation. X-ray, spine, chest, pelvis, extremities. Next, moving on to CT scan. CT scan, especially whole body CT scan. Then blood group and cross matching will be done. And next is arterial blood gas analysis. Then look for serum electrolytes. And the last one is ultrasound abdomen. So investigations are X-ray, CT, blood group and cross matching, arterial blood gas analysis, serum electrolytes and ultrasound abdomen. So after primary survey, you need to do something known as secondary survey, which is very, very important. So secondary survey is nothing but just re-evaluation. So you are going to re-evaluate the patient completely again. Whatever you did in primary survey A, B, C, D, E, in secondary survey you are going to repeat it. You are going to re-evaluate the patient completely again. And the last one is definitive care based on the trauma. If it is a chest trauma, what will be the definite care? It depends on various things. So this is the complete we have completed entirely the mass casualties and multi-casualty incident. This is a very important short notes, guys. We saw what is mass casualty, the need, what is START, what is RPM, how to manage, what is mass casualty incident triage, what is triage, what is the difference between multiple and mass casualties, how to assess any triage algorithm, management, primary survey, how to categorize the patient, how to tag, and investigation, secondary survey, all is dealt. So hope you liked this video and it was useful. So to learn more other important questions in surgery and any other topics of any other subjects, please do subscribe, click on the bell icon and like, share and subscribe. Thank you.